Hi everyone, welcome to our international marketing class. Today our topic is product life cycle in international marketing or international product life cycle. First, let us understand what is product life cycle. Product life cycle is an abstract model of briefing how a company or a product evolves over a time, and when it comes to international, that means international product life cycle is an abstract model of briefing how a company or a product evolves over a time and across national borders. Is it clear? Product life cycle is a product. What are the different phases does it go through from the innovation to till the decline stage? So when it comes to international marketing, the concept is same, and we will also consider the phases across national boundaries. Clear? So the marketing strategy of a company is responsible for inventing or innovating any new product or idea. These elements are classified based on the product stage in the traditional product life cycle. You know the stages there: introduction, growth, maturity, and usually decline. Sometimes when it comes to 5 stages, there will be saturation stage also. So the major responsibility of a company or organization is not only to serve the customers or consumers with the existing product. It is also essential for any organization to innovate the new product or to modify the existing products in order to satisfy the customer all the time during all the phases of the company or organization. So such process of innovating the product and entering the market and getting the product to the customers, and such kind of all phases, all elements, we are calling it as product life cycle. The major 4 stages are introduction, growth, maturity, and decline. So this diagram will give us a clear understanding of what is international product life cycle. Here, if you observe, on the x-axis we have time, on the y-axis usually we will have market share, but here we also mentioned profit along with market share in order to compare how the profits ability is changing along with the different phases of product or a company. And the green line here, it is showing the market share of the organization or of a product, how it is changing along with the time. So if you observe here, in the starting, the red line is below the x-axis until it reaches to the growth level or middle of the growth level. That means the organization may not earn any profits at the innovation time or at the time of introducing the product to the markets, or sometimes until the product reaches to the growth level. However, further I will tell you what are these levels. I hope all of you are clear about these stages of product life cycle also, because we have discussed the same topic in various other subjects also. However, we will discuss it from the point of international marketing today. So this is the basic international product life cycle. So the same along with the time, how the phases are being changed. Starting it is innovation. When the time moves on, it goes to production. The innovation leads to production, and after excessive of production, it reaches to the level of exports. At that moment, we will locate our manufacturing plants in other countries, and there will be a stage where we will import from other countries also. However, after completing the concept, again I will come back and discuss this diagram, so it will be more clear to you. This concept, this diagram also, again we will come back and discuss after discussing all about product life cycle phases. So the first stage is introduction stage. In this stage, a new product is launched in a target market where the intended consumers are not well aware of the presence. The customers or the target consumers are not aware that the product is existed. The product is available, they do not know that. But we are launching the product which is unknown to the customers. The customers who acknowledge the presence of the customer, acknowledge the presence of product, may be willing to pay a higher price in the greed to acquire high quality goods or services, as they are unaware about this product, as they have not used it before. So even they will be ready to pay higher prices in order to get the benefits of the product. Here there is an advantage that competition at international level is absent at this stage, because recently at this moment our organization is launching the product. So that means there are no competitors at this moment, that is at the introduction stage. But competitors attempt to exist for profits. These competitors may also transform from being importers to exporters to the same country that once introduced the product. So here the important thing for any organization is to get the trademarks for our innovation of the product which we are launching. But still there is a problem that the products may attract the new competitors in other countries, so that they may copy the product and sell in other countries. The basic characteristics of the product or organization in the introduction stage are: usually we can observe slow sales growth in introduction stage. Sales growth will be slow, and we are offering the basic product which is to be developed or modified or customized in future. And at this moment in the introduction stage, we can observe that limited distribution will target to the limited market at initial stage. And as the diagram shown us there'll be negative or sometimes low profits in the introduction stage. Little or no competition we can identify in this phase. As we discussed, customers have to be prompted to try the new product. It is important. We have to make the customer aware about our product's existence. Intensive personal selling to channel membership. The channel management is also new, so we have to make a lot of efforts in order to intensive channel management. Promotional expenditures are at higher or highest ratio to sales. We have to spend a lot of money for promotion because we have to make the customers to know about our product or brand. The prices tend to be high because costs are high and no competition and high demand, so usually the prices will be high. Second stage is growth stage. An effectively marketed products meets the requirements in its target market. Effectively marketed product in the previous stage, at the introduction stage, leads to growth stage. So here the exporter of the product conducts market surveys. He analyzes and identifies the market sizes, and it is also important to know the composition patterns in the market. The marketer or the manufacturer or the organization is to be identified or to be known about the market characteristics, what is the size of the market, what are the consumption patterns, and to know all of these things it is necessary to do some surveys in the market. In this stage the competition is still low. Sales volume grows rapidly in growth stage. You can see growth rate will be higher in this stage. This stage of the product life cycle is marked by the fluctuating increase in prices, high profits and promotion of the product on huge scale. So usually what we can observe here is rapid growth in terms of sale and fluctuating increase in prices, and we can also observe high profits in this growth stage. This stage of the product life cycle is marked by fluctuating the increase in prices, as we discussed. What are the basic characteristics then we can identify in this growth stage? Are costs reduced due to economies of scale, as you have been doing the same task for longer days, so definitely you will find some ways to decrease the costs, so the costs are reduced. Sales volume increases significantly because the customers are getting attracted more, so the sales will be increased. And when the cost is reduced and sales volume is increased, automatically profit begins to rise. Now at this stage the profit begins to increase. Public awareness will also be increased. Competition begins to increase with a few new players in, because when other manufacturers observe that our organization is earning more profits and enjoying more sales, definitely the competitors will also be tempted to enter to this market also. So automatically the next characteristic is increased competition leads to price decreases. When the competition increases, automatically size what will be price will also be decreased. Usually you can take example of network providers in order to understand all these phases. When the network entered into Indian market, what happens? Only there was only one network provider, that was BSNL. So prices were high, and they actually marketed a lot, they promoted a lot, so the people got attracted towards their product or service. So they started selling it, and immediately they went to growth level. When they went to the growth stage, automatically it tempted Airtel or Idea and other network providers to enter the market. So that is why they have to reduce the prices also. The next stage is maturity stage. In this level of product life cycle, the level of product demand and sales volume increase slowly. It will not be as much as we observed in growth level. The growth rate will be reduced compared to growth stage. Here still we can actually identify the growth itself, but it will not be as it was in a growth stage. Growth we can observe, but slow growth rate. There is a decrease in profit margins, but the business remains tempting as sales volumes soar high. In this level, the sales of the product reach to the peak, and there is no further possibility for further increase. This stage is characterized by saturation of sales. What is the meaning of saturation? All the target customers bought the products and using the products or services, so we cannot sell to more customers in this market. That is saturation stage. So when we reach to the maturity stage, it means we will also reach to the saturation stage. At this point, at this saturation point, when the product has firmly established demand in the developed countries, as the product is available to all the customers in the developed countries, all the manufacturer or the service providers should do. The manufacturer of the product will need to consider opening up the production plants locally in each developed country to meet the demand. Right? When we covered all the Indian people and we cannot sell more products to these people, what we have to do is we will locate our plant or manufacturing plant in some other country, and we will also manufacture there, and we will also sell the people of that country. Right? That means what we are doing here, we are entering into the new market. As the product is being produced locally, labor costs and export costs will decrease, thereby reducing the unit cost and increasing revenue. As we are not actually manufacturing our products here and we are not exporting it there, so that we have to pay a lot of tariffs, taxes, a lot of fee we have to pay to the governments of home country and host country. So when we manufacture our products there only, so that we can reduce the cost. But duplicate products are reported in foreign markets, marking a decline in export sales. When we enter there, the people of the host country may think that why the companies of some other countries should come here and buy the product. So what they will do is they will duplicate the product and they will also provide it there. In order to maintain market share and accompany sales, the original exporter reduces prices. Right? So when even though duplicate products, that means the copy of our products are manufactured by some other people, however the competition is increased, so the original exporter will be required to reduce the prices. Product development can still occur at this point as there is still room to adopt and modify the product if needed. It doesn't mean like we have already reached the maturity stage, so we will go on with the same product. All the time, the products have to be modified. For example, earlier there were cameras which were in need to use with the reels. Later on, when the cameras reached to the maturity stage, but still the manufacturers were not satisfied or not used to sell the same product. They all the time modified the cameras. So later on, digital cameras came to existence, and then some other, like now we can see DSLR cameras, and then many modifications or customizations in the cameras. You can see that is how even the product is in maturity stage. Also, it is necessary to consider the modifications of the product and developing the new product. One Kotak was a company which actually did not change their way of manufacturing. That means they have not transformed to digital cameras, and actually it led to failure. So that is why it is not good for any organization to keep on selling the same product. It is all the time to be modified, even whatever the phase that the product is in. In this level, the sales of the product reach the peak, and there is no further possibility for further increase. This stage is characterized by saturation stage also. Right, as we discussed, the maturity stage means we reach to the maximum. Right, we sold our product to almost all the people, and there is no possibility to increase the sales. Right. For example, mobiles now in India, almost all the people have the mobiles. So again, selling the mobiles in the same market is a little bit difficult. So the frequency of purchasing the mobiles will be reduced. Right? Maybe in India, actually, a few people, actually the younger generation, are ready to buy the mobiles. But in developed countries, if you take all the people from the children to old age, everyone have the mobiles. So actually, there is no possibility of selling more mobiles in developed countries. Right? That is what actually we can consider as maturity stage. Here, the characteristics of maturity stage are costs are lowered as a result of production volumes increasing and experience curve effects. Sales volume peaks and market saturation is reached. Increase in competitors entering the market. Prices tend to drop due to the proliferation of competing products. Because of heavy competition, we have to reduce the prices. Brand differentiation and feature diversification is necessary to maintain or to increase the market share. If you want to be stable with our market share, or if you want to increase the market share also, it is necessary to differentiate how our product is different from other competitors. We have to show it in order to maintain the same market share. Industrial profits will go down because the product reached to the maturity stage, to the saturation stage. So overall industrial profits will also go down. When competition increases, when everyone actually reduces the price, automatically industrial profits will also go down. And the last phase is decline stage. This is the final stage of the product life cycle. In this stage, sales volumes decrease and many such products are removed or their usage is discontinued. The people are not willing to use this product. Right. For example, if you take the keypad mobiles, nowadays it is in a decline stage. So the economies of other countries that have developed similar and better products then the original one export their products to the original exporters home market. That is the problem. That is the reason of reaching to this decline stage. So when we are selling a kind of product in developing countries, the developed countries, they have already invented a better product than the product that we are selling here. So our product will reach to the decline stage. This has a negative impact on the sales and the price structure of the original product also, because when the better product is there in the market, so definitely it will be a negative sign for any organization. The original exporter can play a safe game by selling the remaining products at discontinued items prices. Or what we can do here is, however, we have to sell our products, even though the better, for example, DSLR came, but we are actually we have already manufactured a number of digital cameras. So what you have to do is we have to sell. However, we have to sell these, and then we will also manufacture the updated cameras. But however, we have to sell these products first. So what we can do is we have to offer some discounts and whatever we have to do, and we have to sell it. So what are the characteristics of decline stage? Costs become counter optimal. Costs will be optimal. Sales volume will be declined. Prices and profitability will also be diminished. Profit becomes a more challenge in this phase, and these are the characteristics of decline stage. So once if we come back and observe these diagrams now, I hope it is clear now. NPD, the new product development stage, the invented product, we have not yet started sales. At this moment, definitely we have to spend the money, right? So it will be the profits, what we can see with the red line is below the x-axis. And in the introduction stage also, as the sales are low, but our expenses for promoting the product, our expenses for manufacturing the product will also be there. So again, it is in a negative x-axis only, but started growing upwards, right? It actually started moving upwards, and when it reaches to the growth level, we started earning the profits, right? Because the sales are also fastly increasing in this growth stage. So here also we are earning profits. And again, maturity stage, we can see slow growth rate of sales as well as profits, and decline as the sales are decreased, so simultaneously the profits are also decreased. Here innovation stage, the starting stage, where we did not start the sales and then we started the sales, means we started the production. The product is invented and we started the production of the product, and once we reach the saturation level in the home market, what we will do is we will export it to some other countries. And when we started exporting to other countries, after a few years, what we will do is we will start manufacturing in the foreign country also. And after a few years, what will happen is, when we reach to the saturation stage, wherever actually the cost for manufacturing are less, there only we will manufacture, and if required we will import from there also, from other country. Here we are actually observing here, we are comparing three variables. These we are also comparing profits, we are also comparing the and cost of production and even sales. So as we observe, the profit will be same, like in the growth stage we will start earning the profits, and the sales is indicated here by blue line. Actually the sales will be rapidly increased in the growth stage, and in the maturity stage we can see for some time slow growth rate, and afterwards it started declining, so it will reach to decline stage. And the cost along with the sales, along with the time, the cost is also changed, right? If the sales are increased in the introduction stage, but still we have to spend a lot of money for promotion and manufacturing. So what we can observe here, the cost is more in introduction stage, and in the growth stage we started reducing our costs. The maturity level however will reduce more costs, because we will also manufacture in other countries wherever the costs are less. And when it reaches to the decline stage, of course the organization should either to stop the manufacturing, or better to reduce the advertising costs. So whatever the way, but the organization reduces the cost. So we can observe it here. Actually the cost is indicated with the black line here. So this is about the product life cycle in international marketing. I hope it is clear, and with this we completed the units. Thank you.